Welcome back to Exotic Wine Travel. I'm your host, Matthew Horkey. Woo, we're excited. We got to cut as we're filming. We have a couple weeks more, and our guide to Croatian wine, Cracking Croatian Wine, will be released. We're extremely excited. It's been a big project. Over the last year, we've spent 7-8 months in Croatia. Tasted almost close to now about 2,000 wines in preparation for the book. Huge project. We're really excited. Anything you want to add, Shireen?
I'm excited to finish the book and drink more wine.
Okay, so we are going to talk about an upcoming article that we're writing also about amber wines from Croatia. Croatian macerated white wines, orange wines, as some people like to call them. We prefer to call them amber wines. So, real interesting. Neighboring Slovenia is probably the most famous in this area for making these amber wines. Austria as well. Of course, they originated in Georgia. But Croatia's making them as well. And it's funny, Croatia's broken up into 4 wine regions, 2 on the coast, 2 on the continental part. And every region has some macerated white wine. So we're going to talk about a few today. We're not going to taste them because you're just going to have to read the article coming up. What's so funny? You're looking at something in particular.
I'm just staring at the labels.
Okay.
Go on with your show.
Okay, so let's talk about some. These will be in the article, and including several more that you'll just have to read the article when it comes out. Here's one that we just tasted over this last winter we like a lot. This is the Krauthaker Kuvlakhe, 2013. Now, most of the amber wines here are natural wines. This is made with organically grown grapes, wild yeasts. This is macerated, I think, for like 6 or 7 months.
Yeah, it's extended.
Vlado Krauthaker went to Georgia, has become enthralled with this style of wine, and his staff joke this is the only thing he drinks now. He makes macerated wines out of Zelenac Kutevo, which is called Rotgipfler in Austria. He makes them out of Grashevina, Manzoni, Verduzio, real interesting wines. His staff joked that Vlado said, I'm gonna get rid of all the production and only make amber wines from now on. So, anything you want to add about this wine before we move on?
No.
Okay. This wine we'll also be tasting and talking about the article. This is the Bibich Bijelo from 2011. This is 90% debit, the local grape, 10% local random varieties. Now, Alan's a cool story. He actually exports a great deal of his production. He's one of the few producers in Croatia that does that. But the cool thing is he spent his childhood growing up and helping his grandfather tend the debit vine. So all the debit wines mean a lot to him. He makes a sparkling wine, a still wine, a wooded still wine, an amber wine. This is made with no sulfites added and fermented in an old concrete vessel like they used to do in Dalmatia long time ago. Anything you want to add about this?
Very nice texture. I gotta re-drink it again. It had pretty long end palate as well. Interesting, more like a savory wine.
Yeah, we have to retaste this again. So another producer that produces probably the largest range of macerated wines is in a region called Pjenušac. It's right next to Zagreb, maybe 30 kilometers, producing some outstanding wines. It's just they don't get exported. They don't even leave Zagreb for the most part. So we have all 3 that he makes here, actually. First one, we have the Tomac Amfora from 2008. Macerated for 6 months. Aged for 36 months in cask and the rest in bottle. What's so funny?
Because you're only showing a label with just a T.
Oh, okay, whatever. Anyways, this is 50% Chardonnay and 50% random Pleševica sorts grapes. Grapes like Žuti Plavec, I think Moller Thurgout, like a bunch of random stuff that people don't take too seriously up there. This is his most serious one. We also have one that's very easy drinking. This is the Tomac Rizling Amfora from 2011. 6 months macerated in Georgian Quavery, buried terracotta vessels, 24 months, and large oak casks, the rest of the time in bottle. We just had a bottle of this a few days ago. Shireen, what impressions you want to give of this? The Riesling. Very easy.
The acidity was still pretty high, like a typical Riesling, tight structure, Yeah.
It's really nice. We'll be talking about this. And then, this is maybe our favorite sparkling wine in Croatia. This is something really special. This is the Tomac Amfora Pjenušac, which means sparkling, Brut Natur from 2010. One of the first sparkling wines in the world, fermented initially in Amphora, Quavri. Awesome wine. 50% Chardonnay, 50% random Pjenušac sorts just like this. Shireen loves this wine. Anything you want to add on this?
The interesting thing that you will notice as you drink more amber wine is that it tastes, at first, it will taste older than its peers, their white wine, but gradually you realize that it doesn't age very much. It stays very fresh in the mouth. It stays very fresh for over a decade or even 2 decades. So for this wine, I could be put into thinking that it's like a crude vintage that's 10 years old or something, or 15 years old. Nutty, yet brush notes, very beautiful, smooth palate. And a bit frizzante in the mouth as well.
Yeah, this is method traditional, so it's made via the champagne method, just like Shireen says. Bubbles are fantastic. Second fermentation takes place in the bottle. All of these wines we've had before, awesome wines. They taste a lot younger than you would expect after the aging process, just like Shireen said. That's about it. We wrote an article on Tomac, our visit there. I'll put that in the description box. This wine actually was in Decanter's top 75 wines of 2016, I believe, which is really cool.
Yes, yeah.
Really, really cool. I personally like it in Croatia because macerated wines are becoming a thing now, so everybody's trying to make them or starting to make them. I like wines that, the romantic in me. I like it like in Slovenia and Georgia because traditionally they were drinking that style of wine when they're older. Same thing in Croatia and Dalmatia, because some of the grapes didn't have high acidity. They were making this style of wine. A lot of producers we talked to said they wanted to make wines like they remember their grandfathers drinking when they were kids. So I think that's really cool. So check some of these out, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Exotic Wine Travel. I will see you at the next episode.